Bitcoin started 2026 at $93,000. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's sitting at $78,000. That is a 20% drop in under 4 months. And depending on who you listen to, that's either the buying opportunity of the decade or the beginning of a crash that takes it back to $30,000. Analysts at CoinGecko are forecasting anywhere from 60,000 to 250,000 by year end. That's not a range, that is a canyon, and it tells you that even the experts have no idea what's about to happen. So today, I'm going to give you the most honest answer I can, not the bull case, not the bear case, both with real data, and then a third option that most crypto channels never talk about. Stick with me. So let me give you the real picture of where Bitcoin is right now because context matters. Bitcoin crossed 100,000 for the first time in its history in late 2024. Right after the fourth halving. If you'd bought at any point in 2023, you made extraordinary returns. If you bought at the peak, you're currently sitting on a loss. As of this week, Bitcoin is trading around $78,000, down around 20% from where it started this year, down from its all-time high. And yet, here's what's happening at the exact same time. US spot Bitcoin ETFs now hold over $102 billion in assets under management. That's not retail investors on their phones. That's institutional money, pension funds, hedge funds, wealth managers. The same people who manage your 401k are now holding Bitcoin. The US government has a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Multiple other countries are moving in the same direction as we speak. Major corporations, MicroStrategy, Tesla, Square have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. And MicroStrategy's buying pace has been so aggressive that one analyst described it as a synthetic halving. They're buying more Bitcoin per day than the entire global mining network produces. So here is the paradox. Bitcoin is down 20% in 2026 and institutional adoption is at an all-time high. Both of those things are true simultaneously. That is the tension at the heart of this question and why the answer isn't simple. So let's start with the bear case because I promise you honest, and honest means I don't skip the uncomfortable parts. Coin has lost 80% of its value, not once, not twice, but multiple times in its history. It went from 69,000 in November 2021 to 16,000 by December 2022. That is a 77% crash. If you had 100,000 in Bitcoin at the peak, you had 23,000 14 months later. Most people, when they say they can handle volatility, have never actually experienced a crypto bear market. It is psychologically devastating in a way that stock market dips aren't. There are no circuit breakers, no bailouts, no Federal Reserve riding to the rescue. It just drops and drops and drops. If you need this money in the next 2 years, it is the wrong asset, full stop. Number 2, macro risk is real. Bitcoin has increasingly behaved like a risk asset, meaning when markets panic, Bitcoin tends to sell off alongside stocks. The original dream was that Bitcoin would be digital gold, a safe haven when the world falls apart. The reality in 2025 and 2026 is more complicated. When liquidity gets tight, people sell Bitcoin first. If we hit a gold recession, Bitcoin likely goes down too. The regulatory environment for crypto in the US has improved significantly, but globally it remains unpredictable. New laws, new restrictions, new tax rules can hit at any moment. What's legal and accessible today may look different in 3 years. Those are the real bear arguments, not it's fake money or it's a scam. Those are just lazy takes. The real risks are volatility, macro correlation, and regulatory uncertainty. Those deserve respect. Now, the bull case. Before I go into the bull case, drop a comment right now. Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin in 2026? I read every comment and I genuinely want to know where you're at. And stick with me because the third option I mentioned at the end of this video is the one most people never consider. Don't bail early. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you're new here. All right, the bull case, and I'm going to make this as rigorous as the bear case because it deserves that. Argument number 1. You now know about the halving. I covered it in a video, but let me give you the key number. Right now, only 3.125 new Bitcoin are created every 10 minutes. That's it. And in 2028, it drops to 1.5625. Meanwhile, demand from institutions, governments, and retail investors continues to grow. In economics, when supply gets more constrained and demand stays flat or grows, price goes up. That relationship is held across every single halving cycle in Bitcoin's history. Is past performance a guarantee of future results? Hell no. it is a structural tailwind, unlike almost any other asset. Yes, that is the case. So let's look at the adoption floor. $102 billion in ETF AUM is not speculative. It is not a speculative bubble. That is real capital from real institutions who did real due diligence. These aren't Reddit traders from Wall Street bets. These are organizations with fiduciary duties to their clients. When large institutions adopt an asset, they create a demand floor. They're not panic selling at the first 10% dip. They are long-term holders. That fundamentally changes Bitcoin's volatility profile over time. Bull argument number 3, the inflation hedge argument still holds, just differently than expected. Yes, Bitcoin has behaved like a risk asset in short-term sell-offs, but zoom out. Since 2020, the US dollar has lost significant purchasing power to inflation. Bitcoin is up thousands of percent over the same period. As a long-term store of value against currency debasement, the track record is extraordinary. The question is your time horizon. Argument number 4, the global banking alternative. 3 billion people on this planet are either unbanked or underbanked. No access to credit, no stable currency, inflation that makes their savings worthless. For those people, Bitcoin isn't an investment, it is infrastructure. And that addressable market is just starting to open up. That is the honest bull case. It's real, it's data backed, it's not number go up hopium, it is structural. So, is Bitcoin a good investment? My honest answer, it depends entirely on how you participate in it. And that's where most people get it wrong. Because here's what I think is the biggest mistake people make when they treat it like a slot machine. Buy at the right moment, cash out at the peak, retire, and most of the time, they're getting burned. The people that have actually built wealth through Bitcoin, they accumulated it consistently, and in many cases, they didn't just buy it, they earned it. Let me show you what that looks like in 2026. There's a third way to approach Bitcoin that most people overlook entirely, and it is the one I find most compelling at the moment. With Bitcoin at 78,000 and the next halving about 729 days away, instead of asking, should I buy Bitcoin at $78,000? What if you just started earning it daily, automatically, regardless of what the price does today? Does that sound too good to be true? Well, that is exactly what Bitcoin mining is. And thanks to a platform called Go Mining, link in the description, it is now accessible to everyone. Here's why this approach changes the psychology of Bitcoin investing completely. When you buy Bitcoin, your entire mental energy goes to price. Is it going up? Should I sell? Did I buy too high? Every dip hurts. Every pump creates FOMO. It is honestly so exhausting. When you're mining Bitcoin, you're not betting on a single price point. You're accumulating it continuously. Day by day, the price goes down. Great. You're accumulating more Bitcoin for the same cost. The price goes up. Great. Your existing stack is worth more. You win in both scenarios. That is the psychological shift that makes mining a genuinely different approach. Now, traditional mining, as I've covered before, has been priced out of reach for most people. The hardware costs, the electricity bills, the technical complexity. Go Mining solves all of that for you. Here's how it works. Go Mining runs real professional Bitcoin mining facilities, industrial scale operations with optimized hardware and some of the lowest electricity costs in the world. They tokenize that mining power, which means you can buy a slice of it as a digital miner. The Bitcoin that your mining power generates gets paid out to your account daily. No hardware to buy, no electricity bill, no technical setup. You pick a digital miner based on its hash rate. That's your mining power. And the Bitcoin starts accumulating. And here's the thing about the timing. Search for Go Mining reviews right now. There are over 3,000 people per month specifically searching for Go Mining on YouTube. This isn't some obscure platform. It has hundreds of thousands of active users. I'm one of them. Real infrastructure, real payouts, and it sits at a very specific moment in the Bitcoin cycle. We are halfway between the 2024 halving and the 2028 halving. The window to lock in mining power at current costs is wide open right now. After 2028, the reward drops again, competition for mining power increases, and getting positioned gets even more expensive. Go Mining link in the description. Check out what the packages look like. You can start smaller than you think and decide for yourself. I'll never tell you what to do with your money, but I will tell you what I think is worth understanding. And right now, I think mining is more interesting than buying because it shifts you from a speculator to a producer. So, is Bitcoin a good investment in 2026? Here's my actual answer. If your time horizon is less than 2 years, probably not. The volatility is real. The macro environment is uncertain. Bitcoin could hit 120 or 50 by year end, and I genuinely couldn't tell you which with confidence. Nobody can. Don't put in money you can't afford to lose or you might need soon. If your time horizon is 5 years or more, the structural arguments are compelling: shrinking supply, growing institutional demand, a global use case that's still in its early chapters. The historical pattern across four halvings has been consistent. That does not guarantee the future, but it's not nothing. And if you want to approach Bitcoin in a way that removes the "did I buy at the right time" anxiety entirely, then accumulating it through mining changes the equation. You're not betting on price, you're building a position day by day, regardless of what Bitcoin does on any given Tuesday. That is the honest answer. Take it, do your own research, and make the decision that's right for your situation. Go Mining link is below if you want to explore the mining route. And as always, this is not financial advice. I'm just a guy who digs into this stuff and shares what I find. If this gave you a clearer picture, share it with someone who's been asking you whether they should buy Bitcoin, because they deserve an honest answer, not hype in either direction. Subscribe for more content like this. We break down money, crypto, and business in plain English. No jargon, no agenda, just what you actually need to know. I'll see you in the next one.